Hi guys, I'm inside. Actually, I think
Me,
I'm always inside when I record, so that makes.
yeah, we've never done an outdoor episode. Every episode we've recorded is inside, but now we're like,
Are we
it's
gonna do class
mandated that we're
outside?
inside. What?
Are we gonna do class outside today?
Yeah, we're gonna go to the park.
I
Is
went to
this
the
gonna
park.
be like, we're gonna
I
do
went
like
to
an
the.
ASMR thing?
Yeah, hello
Teacher
guys.
takes you to the park.
Welcome back to Ethan's ASMR. Well, this is the special ASMR episode of Style and Direction, a menswear podcast without the stuffiness.
Maybe
What,
we
just get
should
like
do
a-
that for the. We should do that for the Patreon.
Oh yeah, that's what we've we've been discussing what we're gonna do on Patreon, and it's gonna be for OnlyFans content and ASMR stuff. So get ready for some of that.
Feet pics.
I was gonna say dick pics. Like imagine you
Wow.
wearing like high waisted pants and then just like through the through the fly, you got like a little
I'm
penis
sure that's
coming
what
out.
a lot of our listeners. That's all they're imagining.
That's all you want, right?
Yeah.
I think I introduced myself, right? I said I'm Ethan Wong, right?
Maybe if you didn't, you did it now.
I did it now.
DSO.
What's up? Yeah. Welcome to Sound Direction. It's a menswear podcast, quarantine edition.
Yep. Quarantine
you guys-
edition for
Yep.
a while.
Yeah, hopefully, optimistically, not for a while, but we'll, probably not. So if you're listening to this, you guys have listened to the work shirt casual article, podcast, which was fun, and we recorded that way before this whole stuff kind of
I
happened.
mean, we recorded it like 7 days ago.
Yeah, but this episode's not gonna come out for like 3 weeks.
That's true. Yeah.
3 weeks since then. So
yeah, we're
we-
recording today. Yesterday, Orange County, where I live, declared all non-essential businesses to be shut down. I'm sure it's something similar in LA County,
Yeah, but I'm technically in Pasadena, so I don't.
but that's
know
LA
about-
County.
Yeah, but according to the blackout map, it stopped at like Glendale.
Okay.
So I don't know what's exactly happening. I feel like it's like a white person thing to get like emails from like your Chamber of Commerce, because I don't get any of that. I don't think anyone in my family got anything like that.
Do you think
So-
wait, are you saying that it's like discriminatory, or it's only white people sign up for those email lists?
I think it's only white people that sign up for those emails.
Okay.
Like whenever I think of like those like neighborhood Facebook groups, all I can think of is like white people.
I have used those for like if you're a journalism student, those are super helpful. If you
I'm
ever need
sure.
to talk to senior citizens, basically. And
Yeah.
I've used it, and yeah, it's all just like old people.
Old
Old
kind of
people
people?
being like, do you remember where like when this restaurant used to be here? And that's it. That's all they talk about all day. It's awesome.
Who would have known that white people talk about restaurants? Old white people. Well, actually, I don't know
Yeah.
if they're white. I don't know.
No
I'm
one
assuming
knows.
Orange. Yeah, no one knows. We're blind.
Yeah.
So what are you wearing today? So we're in quarantine. We're just
Uh-huh.
kind of chilling. I was home. I was sent home yesterday from work because Beverly Hills got the mandate to shut down stuff. So Ascot Chang is closed. So what are we wearing?
I am making it a point, at least for the time being, that I'm like, I want to like get dressed and like make my bed every day. I don't know, it just makes things feel a little bit more normal.
Yeah.
And so today I am wearing a classic, which is chunky white turtleneck and blue denim button up on top with jeans.
Turtleneck base layer.
Turtleneck base layer. It's
Wow.
not like it's like a roll neck. It's not a true turtleneck.
What? It's the same thing. I don't, mock necks, turtlenecks, roll necks. Fuck it. Who cares, dude? Yesterday I was wearing, I like wearing pajama shirts because I kind of broke them out. Cause I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna stay home, might as well wear like one of those button-up pajama shirts, which we'll get into
Mhm.
later. But today I'm wearing my Jimbei, which is like a Japanese home like lounge attire, which is like a kind of a side fastening top garment with like shorts. It's kind of made of like seersucker.
Mm.
And I'm wearing
You
that.
got
with, like,
that at Muji, right?
Yeah, Muji. Yeah, exactly. I remember Scott got it in Japan. I don't know if it's from Muji, and then I got one because I was like, that's pretty sick.
Yeah.
And then for a while, I kind of just wore a t-shirt and ratty old pants that have a hole in the butt area, and among other places.
What is that? Was that supposed to be sexy?
Oh, it's so sexy.
Okay.
If any lady listeners are coming on right now, don't
You
forget
mean
to
as
change
guests or something?
No, I'm coming on my penis.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah, I'm implying sex.
Okay. I
Yeah.
don't know what that means.
Yeah. Well, it's great. But no, yeah, I'm wearing that set right now because I don't foresee myself even going out to because yesterday I went out to get like some with a Target or whatever. So, but today I don't really see myself going out to get more stuff. So, yeah,
Yeah.
it's yes.
No, I was gonna say I'm probably gonna change into pajamas pretty quickly.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm in the same boat as you are, where I like to make sure I like do things that feel productive.
mm-hmm.
Like I wake up, I check my emails, I take a shower. Because if I don't take a shower when I like after I wake up or after like I eat breakfast, I will not take a shower the rest of the day. Because it's like once it's past like lunch, because like okay, you're gonna eat lunch at home, it's like okay, well I'm all sweaty from eating. I don't know if anyone else does that.
Jesus.
I love eating. Okay.
It depends on if I like what I'm eating, but yeah, no. Generally, I don't get sweats.
Okay, well, you're not eating right. But anyway, like it's like okay, on a typical day where you eat at home, you get like a bunch of McDonald's or whatever, in and out. If it's like 2:00 and you eat, okay, it looks like you're not doing anything that day, But because it's like a weekday, not like a weekend or like a vacation, it's like I gotta make sure I do something that feels good. So I gotta wake up. I ran this morning actually because I was like, okay, I went to Iran.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
How is it over there?
Isn't it like the second worst place for the COVID-19 other than Italy?
I think so. I know that U.S. sanctions are like not making things nice over there. So
yeah.
Not to get all political, but yeah.
But no, I went for a run because I was like, well, if I'm going to stay inside and like eat chips and fucking like whatever, I should try and be healthy. And I don't really feel like doing push-ups because I don't think I have good form. You
have plenty of time to practice now. You can make good form.
Yeah, who cares?
Okay.
I'd rather run. I'd rather just run. You can't run wrong. You just got to do it. You go outside.
I'm sure you can. It seems
okay,
like
well, this is not a workout. This is not a workout podcast. But anyway, I did that, and I kind of came back inside. So I was like, well, time to do some writing. Unsure of work situations, but I was like, okay, well, I got the podcast going on today, and that's an actual thing to do.
What are you going to do for blog content for the foreseeable future?
What are you talking about? I have ideas all the time. There's always archives of stuff, man.
Are you just
Did you forget about the ski article? Did you forget about the ski thing that's going to come out?
Are you just going to be taking photos of yourself in your backyard?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly.
I'm going to still wear the stuff. Okay, first off, let's get into the fashion part now. I think that if you're at home, maybe if you're sick, or you're in quarantine like right now, I think you should wear clothes that make you feel happy because otherwise you're going to go crazy.
You have to have something. Like our hobby we have a bad hobby for this situation because it's basically all about like going out and showing off, kind of.
Yeah.
And so right now it's like, what do you do?
And at the very least, the thing you could do is just kind of wear an outfit that makes you feel good.
Yeah.
I mean, it really comes back to wearing clothes for yourself because now you are removed from any context, right? There is no event that you're going to, there's no coworker, there's no office dress code, it's just you. I mean, maybe if you're doing like, if you've got like a work conference, like a Zoom call, or you're a teacher, maybe you have to actually put on a tie. But other than that, like you could fucking do whatever you want,
Yeah.
And
this is the time to experiment.
Yeah, this is the best time for it, and take your selfies outside. I know a lot of my friends on MFA, they're not blessed to have a tripod set up or a photographer friend to take pictures of them at their work or in between stuff. So they take their pictures in their backyard. Mm-hmm. And like our friend Young Chomsky does that.
Yeah, he's doing it. He's quarantined, but he's still putting on a tie every day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so, that's kind of the focus on this blog post. Oh no, sorry. Or yeah, the show notes and this and the podcast episode is like what to wear when you're kind of stuck at home.
What to wear when you're expecting.
Yeah, when you're expecting.
Yep.
Yeah. So so first off, how do you feel about like wearing suits and stuff at home?
If you want to do that, go ahead. I mean, I did that like when I was a kid. Like, I'm not saying that's a childish. I'm not implying that that's a childish thing to do, but like, I think part of my love of clothes has come from when I was a kid. I loved like wearing costumes. Like, I don't think I've gotten into this with the show, but yeah, I would wear like Halloween costumes or whatever all the time because I like to play pretend, and now I'm kind of doing the same thing. It just much more expensive.
You've never told that to me before. That's weird.
Yeah,
I mean, to be fair, before I would I grew up Christian as well, and I had to you wear my denomination was very conservative, so people wore like suits and ties to church, and I got bored of it. But when I saw Inspector Gadget, I was like, hey, technically he looks smart, so if I just wear that, it's like I'm being Inspector Gadget to church. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So I definitely kind of feel that. I haven't really worn suits at home. I don't know if I will put on a tie. I mean, for those of you who don't know, I kind of plan my outfits in advance. I think I've mentioned that on like the uniform podcast or something like that. Whenever I get inspiration for something, whether I'm like looking on Instagram, I see Drake's post, or I'm seeing fucking like a Cary Grant thing or workwear, I'll be like, oh, that's cool. And so I kind of I make the outfit as I feel it, and then I lay it out, and then I put it for the weekend, or if it's work appropriate, I wear it to work. And since I was sent home yesterday, I have like 3 outfits that are just kind of sitting there. So I feel like I might break them out or something. And because it's supposed to rain this week, and it was raining a couple of weeks ago, for like the past couple of weeks for LA, they were kind of like casual. Like they're not like wearing a suit. They're just kind of like, like maybe like a tie with like a chore coat or something. So they felt pretty good about home wear if I wanted to do it,
Yeah.
So I may break that out. Just because I want to feel like I'm going through my wardrobe. I think I mentioned I hate defaulting into clothes. I hate being like, okay, well, I'm home, I guess I'm just wear a t-shirt. I hate that feeling. It's like, okay, if I'm gonna wear pajamas or I'm gonna wear sweatpants or whatever, I gotta like feel the need to wear it.
You gotta feel the need for tweed.
Yeah, exactly. Except I seldom really wear tweed as much as I used to.
That's a shame.
Yeah. But even then, as we move on, I think a lot of people have a lot of hate, especially menswear, vintage menswear guys, about pajamas, sweaters, homeware. And I think hopefully this podcast will help you kind of see that in a better light. Because lately, as a guy who's been expanding his style, I'm sure Spencer's the same way. When you get more inspiration, you're like, hey, no, that's actually pretty cool. Like, you got to find like the good stuff, the good inspiration to feel okay about something. So let's talk about pajamas. Okay, let's start with there, like full pajama, like actual pajamas, not like what you wear to sleep. Because I know Spencer and I wear like our V-neck undershirts with like our like elastic waist pants from like Target. Yeah. But like, let's talk about like actual like pajamas. Like I think there's one like Sleepy Jones, right?
Yeah, Sleepy Jones and Derrick Rose are my two like those are the
Pete
two
Rose?
pajama. Pete Rose.
Okay.
Those are the 2 brands that I know like offhand, and they both make really great stuff. Sleepy Jones I found out about because I think the Drake's Instagram, or at least the Drake's guys, were wearing them for a while.
And I think
specifically
the
Constellation pajamas, which I still think look really cool.
And so again, by this we mean like a button-up shirt,
like full set.
Full like a button-up shirt with like elastic drawstring pant. Oh man, I just burped. Take a shot, guys.
Okay.
A set, yeah. And the Constellation one is really cool. We'll include a picture of that in the show notes because, I think it goes back to my family never grew up wearing like pajamas. Maybe my mom did, but my dad would just wear like one of those like merch tees like from City of Hope.
Yeah.
And so because there's like City of Hope fundraiser blah blah that they always give out to the employees. So like he would just wear that with like Target pants, which is kind of what I wear to sleep now. But my mom has always been kind of like a preppy kind of person. She owned the original the preppy handbook,
Hmm.
whatever, which is out of print now, and I wish I still found it because like it's like from like 1983 or something like that,
Yeah, that's a
But
shame.
I think she always liked it, and she had a few sets of pajamas, and I don't. Oh, I do own. I own two. I own two sets.
Okay,
I
good.
have
Let's go through them.
Yeah, so I have one which maybe if I wear it this week, I'll take a picture and I'll include it into the show notes. It's like me wearing, well, I am wearing it. It's like a gingham, oversized gingham check of like a kind of brushed cotton, so it's kind of flannelly, but it's like cotton, still light. It's not super heavy. Just a button-up shirt with like the camp collar and pants. What I hate is that the pants don't have pockets, and I don't think a lot of pajama sets have pockets.
Yeah,
Um,
like I have one set that does, but I think I have
okay.
two pajama sets that do not have pockets.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, which is one reason why I stopped wearing them because, my pants that I would get from Target, just standalone pants, they had pockets. And I'm like, well, if I'm like going up the stairs, I need my phone with me. I don't want to hold it, I want to put it in my
Exactly.
pocket. Um, and then the shirt has like a breast pocket, which is kind of what I used to hold my fucking stuff.
Yeah, that's what you
Uh,
have to use to hold everything unless you wear a robe, which might be
which that
assumed.
could be
So that's why they
right.
don't have
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
pockets.
I think pajamas have a kind of like an old school connotation because back then back in the day you had like a full change of clothes for everything you did, right? Like
Hmm.
you had your business suit, and then if you went for dinner, you take off the jacket and you wear like your smoking jacket or your um like dinner jacket, I guess, or you
Yeah.
change into like tuxedo for dinner, and then you would change into your pajamas and your robe when you're around the house. So again, most people out there don't really wear pajama sets, but people that still make them kind of go after that old school kind of feel, which is why they
Yeah.
probably lack pockets and everything. Um,
I'm
and
gonna
then the
look.
other
I'm gonna
set I
see if
have,
Sleepy Jones has pockets. We're gonna
do
find
it,
out which brands have pockets.
do it,
Yeah.
and we'll include that in the show notes just for your buying pleasure, I guess.
Yeah.
And the other set I have is from my mom because my mom, she bought them in like the '90s, so they were like oversized. So like for me, it fits perfectly, and it has monkeys on them. It's yellow and it's got monkeys and it's super cute, and I think those ones actually have pockets,
I don't think
and
I've
so
seen
I
those
wear them.
before.
Because we don't wear 'em. I don't wear pajamas around like pajama
That's true.
sets,
Yeah.
So
So we're being
yeah,
told
no,
in the comments that Sleepy Jones does have pockets.
I might have to buy some Sleepy Jones.
Yeah, they're good stuff. You can. I mean, they're like more expensive than you would normally pay
They're
for
like
pajamas.
120 or 130, right, or something like that.
Between 100 and 200.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See,
but I
it's
mean,
like one of those
it's
things
cool.
where
It's
like
like
if
a
you buy,
specialty
yeah,
item.
yeah, if you buy like the one, maybe it's worth it, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, I do love the idea of wearing your pajama sets with like a robe. I thrifted a robe,
Mm.
a dress. It's more of like a dressing gown because it's made of silk. But I got that from one of our favorite antique malls in Orange County. And I don't. I mean, I've been wearing it now because I'm home. But before, I mean,
Yeah.
I just bought it. It was like $60. I was like, well, that's kind of cool. It's got like a purplish brown body with like red silk. Well, the whole thing's silk, but like a
Yeah.
red, like padded collar and cuffs. And it's really cool. It fits me, and it's so loose. It's so cool, and it makes sense to kind of wear at home because, for me, wearing a robe is kind of like your sport coat of the house, kind of. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because with my whole casual article, it's like about finding these analogies and like connotations to like tailoring. So like, a pajama set might be your suit or your shirt and trouser, and then you'd wear the robe as like your jacket piece, and it kind of feels more cohesive. It feels like you're putting an outfit together instead of just defaulting. It just that's how my mind works, and that's how I'm able to like feel happy about what I'm wearing at home, you know.
Yeah.
How about you, Spencer? What pajama sets do you have?
So I have a couple pajama sets. I have one that is a heavy flannel that I got as a
Okay.
gift that I like. I wear that when it's cold. That's one of the ones, I think that's the one that doesn't have pockets. The other two I got when I was working at the the tux rental place at Macy's, and I got a Macy's employee discount for a while. So I got a couple
Nice.
of I just got a couple of like the cotton pajama sets and like just stripe and check. I believe those do have pockets. But yeah, I mean, those are just lightweight cotton. They're good for the summer. I don't wear them a whole lot because generally, like as we said, if I'm going to sleep, I just default to like a t-shirt for a play I was in, and like I have pajama bottoms or sweatpants, something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
Yes.
I have 2 robes. I have 2 of them. So I do have one silk one that I haven't worn in a while. That I recall, I think I got that pretty cheap on like Facebook. Like someone was selling it on Facebook. And
Okay.
the other one I got, it's just like a lightweight wool flannel, like red plaid, very classic one from the 40s. I got that one from Joyride for like $20-$30. And that one I do get a lot of wear of, especially in the winter time. I throw it on with pajamas.
Yeah, I kind of wish I found one like like those Pendleton ones we've been like talking about lately in our chats. Those are really cool. And then I just remembered like when I was in college, I don't know what the fuck happened to it, but I had like a terry cloth robe. I think it was like my dad's from like the 90s or something.
Yeah.
And I wore that, the first few weeks of college, and then I was like, this is dumb. I'll just, wear a fucking towel around my waist and just go and change in my room. But I kind of wish I still had that because it's kind of fun,
Yeah,
I
that's a
recall
bummer that you don't have that anymore.
I remember there was a picture, I think, of a Tire House, which is it's an independent tailoring retailer in Hong Kong. Arnold Wong posted it. I'm not sure if he's still over there. I think he still is. But he had like a bespoke or, I don't know, made to measure terry cloth robe. But instead of like the shawl collar that we all think of, it had like a peak lapel.
Ooh,
Which was
that's really cool.
And it was like,
yeah.
And it was like a very like it was like a navy or like almost like a royal blue color. I don't know if it was just the Instagram filter or whatever, but it was really cool. Like kind of like I think he put like a book in like one of like the patch pockets, to kind of add to like the mannequin look. Really cool. Made me think about getting a terry cloth robe if I could find one.
Yeah.
I don't need it. It's whatever. But it's one of those things that's like, okay, if I was at home, this would be kind of cool to kind of wear around. Especially after the fucking shower, because as we said before in the casual shirt piece, terry cloth shirts are great when you're like at the pool or the beach, because like why wrap a towel and just wear a fucking shirt? Robes do the same thing, except for the shower.
And looking at the Sleepy Jones website, they have a couple of really nice looking terry cloth robes. They have the blue one with like white trim.
Ooh, okay.
They have a bright yellow one, which is a lot of fun. But yeah, they what's the other brand? Let's look at Derek Rose.
I just want to say we're not sponsored by these people. We're just
I don't
them as we
I
go
don't
along
own
now.
either of these. And the reason I'm singling these 2 brands out is because they're the only like luxury pajama brands that I know off the top of my head. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And then you said that you wear like your your drama t-shirts.
Yeah, like I got t-shirts for every play I was in high school, so I have a bunch of those. I have like random t-shirts from vacations or whatever, or like sometimes, if I have I'm a good boy at J. Crew, they give me a little gift card and I'm like I have $5 more to spend, I'll get a t-shirt.
Yeah, I my t-shirts are usually just like my undershirts from wearing them out, like
Yeah.
I wear undershirts when I wear my tailoring. So whenever I get home, I kind of just wear that and I throw on like a hoodie or a zip up or something. But I do have a couple of like vintage tees that I maybe will break out now that I'm at home a lot more. But we'll see what happens. But that brings me to my next thing, which I'm talking about sweaters, because sweaters are fun to wear at home. Those are good. And then, sweaters, those can count as like, like a turtleneck, like Spencer said he's wearing, crew neck sweaters and stuff, but what about sweatshirts?
I love sweatshirts.
Yeah. Which ones, as you recall in the other article or any other pieces, I've been like kind of obsessed with them lately, and they're a lot of fun. They're vibrant. They're a lot lighter than modern sweatshirts that at least I find.
Yeah, I don't know if
Um,
that's because they're like old and kind of like
like broken in.
more delicate, or if it's because
Yeah.
that's just how they were.
Yeah, I don't know, but everyone loves them. Doug, Keith, Vintage Warrior, loves
Hmm.
wearing them, and these guys tend to wear them out. You wear them with like jeans. You wear them with like under like a chore coat or like a USMC chore coat, the green one,
Yeah,
whatever. But I love them for like home wear and like working out. Kind of like an old school athletic kind of thing.
because I mean that's what they were.
That's exactly what they wore. And to me, they kind of have like this. They look like an old school like prep '60s kind of thing, like when you would see like athletes would wear them.
Yeah.
And so, again, from in my head, approximating a look or going for a look is one way for me to like enjoy it. And
Hmm.
so, I wear mine at home with my dad's old '80s sweatpants, which are high waisted, no pockets for some reason. Again, but they're like straight legged and they end right at my ankles, so they look like old school sweatpants, as opposed to like today
Yeah.
where they kind of taper or have like a elastic at the cuff or something. But they've been really fun. I know Spencer has like LVC sweatshirts.
Yeah, I have one LVC sweatshirt that used to be yours. That's like in a lavender. I think you said that when you got it, it was some kind of like prototype.
Yeah, because I think that they make those loop wheel ones fairly often each season.
Yeah, I mean they have like a variation of it like every season.
Yeah, but I think according to a friend, they said like they've never seen that color, and it could have been maybe either someone dyed it or it was like a prototype color that someone
Yeah, but
had.
it's this really cool lavender. I wear it's like, that's very comfortable. I wear that at home. I have one that I got from Wallace and Barnes, which was my favorite thing that we had at J. Crew for a while, and it was this 30s style two-tone sweatshirt.
Oh yeah, that's
Um,
a good one.
where it's like oatmeal in the body, but then all the ribbing is like a navy.
Mm-hmm.
I have another gray one that I got at J. Crew, and then a white like kind of reproduction double V vintage one that I bought off of Doug. I don't recall the brand, but it's very nice. But yeah,
Yeah, I
getting
mean,
a lot of wear of
I
those.
think wearing those ones is a lot better than like wearing like your old fucking zip up hoodies or whatever that you kind of
Yeah,
like feel is too lame. Like when they're mindfully designed, when they've got like a look for them, I
yeah,
think it, again, it makes you feel better about wearing it because it's like, oh, this is cool. It's not like my Red Ever hoodie. It's like a hoodie that either is vintage or that I've invested in that has cool details, and I like them. I mean, I in the future, I think for the summer, I might write an article just on the vintage sweatshirts, and you could wear them with jeans. Like I think there's like a couple of like pictures of like guys in like Ivy League campuses wearing them over OCBDs and stuff, which I
yeah,
think is super sick. And something to consider as you're staying at home. If you're just want to wear something smart that's not like a sport coat, you can wear a button-up shirt and wear this over it because there's a picture I think I have somewhere of like Jimmy Stewart kind of in his backyard. He's wearing like a crew neck sweatshirt, but he's wearing it with like chinos and loafers. I'm like, that's cool. It's smart. It still
hmm,
looks good, and it doesn't feel like you're overdressed for being at home, but also like you're not being super lazy. And
yeah,
again, I don't know if I talked about this before, but like having an outfit for doing work around the house is a good way to separate your work-life balance. Because again, you're at home, and presumably some of you guys will have to work from home or do studying. So like, if you're dressed up to just do your homework and then you can change to pajamas afterward, it might be better for you. And we would try that out. That's what I'm
yeah.
kind of doing. I know Spencer does the same thing. Um, and yeah, keep an eye out for like the future sweatshirt article. I know I'm gonna write it because again, it's like my latest obsession lately. Um,
And because we're in
really
we're in a
redundant.
sweet spot with that right now because we're like it's gonna be the last couple weeks of it being chillier out. We're getting some of that like early spring rain.
Yeah.
And so I don't know how much longer we're gonna be able to comfortably wear sweatshirts, but right now they're really good. Like today where I am, it's like 60 degrees, which is basically as cold as it normally gets in Southern California.
Yeah, and in the mornings here, like again when I went on my run this morning,
Yeah, it gets
oh,
pretty chilly in the mornings.
it was fucking cold, dude.
I mean, again, we're talking about like things that are like like 55 degrees. But
Yeah,
we're,
again,
we're
compared to our
babies.
compatriots in in Europe and New York, I'm sure that we sound like total jackasses for,
Yeah,
for
we
being
do.
cold. We're so cold.
It's like
Oh,
57
man.
degrees is a nice brisk spring day for like
Yeah,
90% of the country, and we're here like I can't go out in these conditions.
But let's move on now to shirts. Now I don't really like wearing button-up shirts at home. I for some reason I can't really get my mind to it. I'm sure that's gonna change as like I said, I'm going to wear the clothes I prepared for the week, just to be in my backyard or do some work or whatever. But I personally think that wearing an Oxford shirt is pretty easy. Like I don't think I'm gonna wear any kind of like poplin shirts. I don't really like that for home stuff.
Yeah.
But Oxfords are great. And I think loop collars are good because like loop collars again have that approximate pajama feel.
Yeah,
so, like,
I wore
it's
my
easy for you to kind of get
I
into
wore
that
my
headset mindset.
like groove and high one the other day. That's very comfortable because the groove, it's nice because it's also a pretty loose fit, so it's super easy to just throw on.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly why they're good. I mean, and because they're kind of heavier, like they're usually made of like rayon gabardine or wool or something. You can kind of get a couple days wear out of them if you just because you're at home, you can just change into it later. You put them on over a t-shirt, it's totally fine. And then work shirts. Work shirts are great. Listen to the other podcast. Another good one. I don't want to rehash it, but that's a good one to kind of figure out what shirts to wear at home. Now, how about pants? Other than like
pants.
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying, how about pants, man?
How about them? What? Like I said, I like wearing my sweatpants at home here. How about so are you a chinos or a jeans at home kind of guy?
Generally jeans. My Levi's, 1868 or whatever, whatever, the ones without belt loops. Those are like my kind of default at home pants, just because they're it's very easy to throw on and it goes with everything. I have a couple pairs of chinos that I wear, but generally I'm just gonna be wearing these jeans. They're really soft, broken in. It's nice.
Yeah, I think that I would love to wear like my teenage jeans a lot more, but because they're like the most stiff ones, and they've kind of softened up, especially after my trip to Japan.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like something I don't know. Maybe I'll just have to get through it, and as I again get fatigued about not having any outfits to wear that I feel proud of, I'm sure I'll default into jeans and combining them with stuff. Kind of want to try chinos. I know when you look back in the day, lots of guys wore like suits at home, and it's just, I love the look from it, the look of it, and maybe it's because of like, oh yeah, it's cool, like lookbook kind of feel, but like if there's no one taking my picture, what's the point?
Exactly.
And I don't have a couch in my house, so I can't really like lounge anywhere. Like all I have is like a computer chair and like my bed, and I don't want to put my suit in my bed,
Yeah.
So it's one of those things, but yeah, I think chinos would be fun, like a military chino. I don't know if I'd wear like my
like a wide
chinos.
like a wide leg, like non-cuffed
Yeah.
chino. Because that's
exactly.
how you also see a lot of guys wearing that back in the day. They'll just wear like chinos, a white undershirt, just lounging around the house, something like that.
Yeah. I did just get those easy pants from Uniqlo, like the wide leg elastic waist ones. The only downside is that they're kind of not suitable for cold weather. They're like cotton, linen, silk or something, like a synthetic silk or something. So they're very light.
Yeah.
They're very cool. It's very like a Japanese aesthetic. High waist pleats, but like they end right at the ankle. But
that's nice.
Like,
I might have to order some off the website or something.
Yeah, please do. I highly recommend it. But like they're just kind of, they're too light. I think like. It's the
How do they compare? How do they
jeans.
compare to the ones that we got the
seersucker ones? Okay, so for the guys who don't know, for a while our like wide leg casual pant was our seersucker from Uniqlo. They were super delicate. They wrinkled like crazy, which is fun. But I like these ones a bit more because they're more of like a matte feel. Like they're just kind of straight. And the wide leg is, I think, better, and you don't have to. At least for my size, I bought a small, and I don't have to roll them up, which is fun.
Nice. Yeah.
But I can't speak for how it is on you. But I feel like they're too much of like a vacation pant for me to wear at home, especially at least for now when things are kind of like 50, 60 degrees outside or inside my house, because my house is very cold.
Yeah. Temporarily out of stock due to high demand.
There you go.
So you missed out.
Unfortunate. This is why you gotta, I think a lot of things that I buy, this is kind of off topic, but like I'll wear my my yellow lambswool Uniqlo crew neck sweater. Got it like 2 years ago or last year, and people have asked, "Oh, where's that from?" Like, "Oh, it's Uniqlo." They're like, "Oh, is it up right now?" And I'm like, "No." Like, nothing. I don't think anything I wear is ever available. It's either custom, vintage, or like a lot of seasons ago. And I don't know if like, again, this we might have mentioned this on the How We Buy Things podcast, but I'm always concerned that people are always looking for like another thing, because it's like, does no one just hold on to their shit? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, maybe they just, they weren't around, they weren't aware of like that particular colorway when it came out. But for me, like, a lot of my stuff is just so old. Like my Cheetos from Banana Republic are like 4 years old now, and they're still great, and you can't get them because now they all have stretch in them, so it's unfortunate, but I keep wearing them. I don't really feel the need to like update them. But anyway,
I'm looking at the website, and a good alternative is the men's U relaxed wide fit pants, which I might order.
Wait, isn't that the one I was talking about?
Maybe. Is it the one with the drawstring waist? Or
Yep, that's the one.
Okay, so men U relaxed wide fit pant. I might have to get the dark brown one. That's nice.
I got dark brown and black.
Yeah,
those are the two that I got.
Yeah, those look like I would get a lot of wear out of those, especially for the next couple weeks, maybe longer, probably longer. Yeah.
I would probably live in those like in summertime. So. But yeah. Well, did we go through the whole list already? We talked about.
We can't have. I mean, we could talk about hoodies. You mentioned zip up hoodies. Do you have any? Well, yeah, you do have a couple cool hoodies.
Yeah, I do. So other than other than the color ones, I have in gray, purple, and blue. I have a couple that are not vintage. I mean, they're vintage because they're old, but they're not vintage like cool, But they're cool to me. I have one from Berkeley, which has a raglan sleeve, and it's like perfectly. It's super light now. The ribbing is kind of ripped because they're really old.
It's ripping now.
Huh?
It's ripping. It's not ribbing.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that my mom got it when she went through, like, when she traveled to Berkeley, because, she's a healthcare consultant and she travels a lot, But when I was talking to her, I think she got this back in, like, the 80s or 90s.
Wow.
So, I mean, raglan sleeve, that's kind of a fun thing. Wide ribbing. I mean, it is kind of big. It's even big on me. It's kind of like elongated from like being washed and like worn to the gym all the time. At least that's what I do. But that one's cool. I used to wear that one a lot until I got more vintage hoodies, and then I just found my Astro Camp hoodie.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it's a great, lovely forest like dark green. It's been my favorite color lately. If you remember from the casual shirt, one of my favorite Sawtooth Gab shirts is the same color green, and it's very simple. It just says Astro Camp with the O is a planet. And it's fun. It's still kind of big. I don't know why I bought like a medium when I was like in like 6th grade and I was like 5 feet tall. But
no, into it.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's my mom's. Like, I think I bought 2 and I lost mine, and my mom just kind of had it in her closet and I took it back because it's great. It definitely feels like an early 2000s hoodie. It's kind of thick it's got like the kind of like that fake fleece on the inside that kind of is like feels weird, but it's very warm, so I don't wear it a lot because I just default to my vintage ones. But that was great. I also found my I have another purple one from my high school when I think it's my class of 2012 sweatshirt, because it has, I don't know why. I think because our school went to New York, so we, instead of I Heart NY, we had I Heart SGA.
Okay.
which are the letters of my high school, and it's that's all it is. But on the back it says media director, I think, or something like on it. And I swear I have a gray one which says my high school student association on it, and that one's gray and it has an illustration of me on the back, which I think is hilarious. I need to fucking find that shit because I would love to talk about it. But
Yeah.
if I could find it in my house, I guess I have unlimited time in my house now to go fucking look for shit. So yeah, those are fun. I mean, they're kind of like, I don't have a lot of like drama tees like Spencer, but I guess I have like hoodies from high school. That I have here.
I have I don't think I have any more hoodies from high school, but my sleeping hoodie that I wear all the time is, well, I have 3 hoodies. One of them is like one of them is just like my one that I got from my school newspaper in college. And then I have 2 like kind of cool ones. One of them is a true vintage one from the 50s. It's all white cotton. It's very lightweight, very soft, so that one's nice. And then I have a reproduction like double pocket one from Velveteen. Both those I bought off of Doug. Thanks, Doug. This episode is sponsored by Doug.
Double pockets are really great. I only have one zip up hoodie, which is a navy. That's like, what do you call it? Like, it's very short in the sleeves because that's how things are. I'm pretty sure it's a youth size or like a young, like junior high size. But I got it because the length is good for high waisted pants.
Yeah.
And that's much more important to me than sleeve length. Because I don't like that pouch, that like paunch you get when you wear like a hoodie, you know.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, so I like the vintage ones. And if we go back to sweatpants, I just remembered I have another pair which is really cool. It's from Abercrombie and Fitch. I got them from when I went to college like 7 years ago, and there's no Abercrombie and Fitch branding on it at all, which is great.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, these ones are really good. It's like black, and then like the rib cuff on the hem on the bottom, it has like a white and black stripe, which makes it look very like kind of preppy, Ivy school, whatever. And I love wearing that with like loafers. I think that looks super sick. White socks and loafers. And I think, again, approximating certain looks make me more happier to wear athletic clothing. Again, like if I wear my Astrocamp hoodie with like fucking chinos and loafers, I think that's pretty sick. Or you wear like, again, the hoodie, the vintage hoodies with like jeans and boots. I think that's pretty cool because a lot of our friends do that same thing. Or you wear it with like Converse or Canvas sneakers. It's all about, creating looks that you're proud of. You're using items that, you would normally like scoff at, I think it's kind of funny. We should link that article that Simon Crompton did where he got like a bespoke cashmere hoodie or something.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That's crazy. But I mean, like, hey, it's like one of those things
if you
where,
can
like,
afford it, why not?
Yeah. Like, I'm sure Simon, hated wearing, like hoodies, because, he's like the authority on bespoke menswear. But, if you find a way to make it, personal to you and a way that makes you like wearing it, then you should do it.
Yep.
We're not minimalist wardrobe people. We definitely like being max. I mean, you can see, I have a lot of clothes behind me. Spencer has stuff.
A lot of clothes, not behind me, but
yeah,
in my house.
But yeah. So, someone just asked. Ava just asked what I'm wearing right now. It's not an indigo bathrobe. It is an indigo jimbe, which is kind of like a puckery seersucker kind of fabric. I mentioned at the top of the episode because we're live, like we normally are when we do our podcast episodes.
Yep. And we're gonna be doing it probably earlier now. Normally we waited until Ethan was on his lunch break, but now his lunch break can be whenever he wants it.
Yeah. Kind of makes me sad. Let's not say that.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So I think that'll do it for that whole section
we
here.
did get a couple questions on live. Let's answer those before it kicks us off and we lose them.
Yeah, Spencer, why don't you go check it out right here?
So we were just asked, will you guys be posting #quarantine themed OOTDs, outfits of the day?
Follow my stories. You'll see that on there. I still have a lot of, I like using my Instagram as like an archive of like my favorite pictures. And again, as I before the whole thing happened, I was even taking a break of posting articles every week because, I've talked a lot about sports shirts, spear points. I'm kind of like running out of like long articles. So now there's a lot more space in between. And so instead of updating about an article each week, I can like show pictures from like my New York trip or like when I went to Japan, more stuff that I'm proud of sharing. So I don't know about on the feed. I'm sure it'll come up eventually.
Yeah.
But my story is definitely going to be quarantine stuff.
Yeah, posting that's what we have left now. That's our lifeline. So I'm going to try to be posting more on my story. We'll see at what point I get lazy and just like stop wearing clothes and just wearing pajamas. But until then,
never. I refuse that happen.
Yeah.
What else? Follow the Instagram style and direction. We've been posting a lot more mood content and like inspirational pictures, just because we have more time to think about that stuff now.
Exactly.
So, yeah. What other questions do we have, Spencer?
So we have someone called us legends. Thank you. I don't think we're legends, but I appreciate it.
It's true. All of it.
That's all of it. It's true. How do you feel about staying in?
I mean, so I was at work the past couple of, until yesterday, and I was sent home because we got the order from Beverly Hills. So it's starting to hit me just because, unsure if I have to file for unemployment, seeing what's going to happen. I know I don't think Ascot Cheng kind of foresaw this stuff happening, just because, we're not really as busy. We're kind of appointment-based, so it's not really, as straightforward as like Spencer stuff, but Spencer found out that J. Crew was closed through Instagram.
Yeah,
I told him about it.
Yeah, so my store, all J. Crew shops closed, and I found out about it because Ethan told me, not because I heard from my store. I'm sure that they had a reason, but yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna be working there at least for the time being.
Yeah, I mean it's a very tough time for a lot of us young people who are not in like kind of corporate jobs. I know some of our friends who are corporate, they get to work from home. A little bit more security there and everything.
I have a job that I can work from home, but at a certain point, it's gonna be, a big part of that job is going in person and fulfilling orders and making sure the stockroom is organized. And if I can't do that, I'm gonna have. What am I gonna do?
Yeah.
But yeah.
So we'll see. We're trying to stay positive. Yeah. Anything else, Spencer, before we go into it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, this is going to be tough. I don't think anyone that says they know what's going to happen is lying. I'm trying to stay positive, but things might get tough, but it's going to be okay. I'll survive.
Yeah. And one of the last things here, someone Aldrich asked, lounge footwear recommendations. I don't rarely wear shoes in the house, but I love wearing my penny loafers.
Yeah, I have a pair of slippers that are like fleece lined that are still good.
Oh, those are fun.
I've been wearing those a lot. I want to get more slippers, like Belgian slippers. Obviously, I really like those. For those who they're like a lightweight leather. But they just seem like a really good like summer slipper because, I'm a white family, so we sometimes wear shoes in the house. But if I'm not going anywhere, I don't want to, put on socks and shoes. I just want something to slip into, so my feet stay warm because I do get cold feet. Whenever I get married,
he gets nervous.
I get nervous. I do get my feet get cold, and if I'm going outside, I don't like to go outside barefoot. So some easy just throw on.
Yeah, I mean, I wear Birkenstocks whenever I'm like doing stuff around the house. They don't really fit me right. I don't really like them anymore. Like I can't wear them with socks because they don't grip anymore. This is not
sponsored, by the way.
Yeah, this is anti Birkenstocks. Yeah. I mean, I do like the idea of having good slippers. I've been wearing the same ones forever. Mine are white, and so they are dirty as hell because they're white. The Filipinos call them chinilas, which is, I always grew up wearing them. I don't really call them slippers. But, there are those leather ones, which are kind of like just heel and just vamp. Like they have like that You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I'll include a picture. Those are really cool. Those are very like 60s loungewear kind of stuff. I kind of want a pair of those if I could find some for cheap.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, you don't really need to invest that much as long as you have one that you're like proud of, and if you
And
want to
you-
spend the much, you can.
Yeah, because Belgian slippers you can find, most of the famous brands that make them, they're pretty pricey. But I see them on eBay or Amazon for
Yeah.
pretty cheap. I wouldn't say they're necessarily the ones that go for under $100. I'm not sure about their quality, but they're just like slippers. They'll hold up, I'm sure.
Yeah, I know that footwear is important because it kind of like anchor in an outfit, so it is important to kind of figure out what you want to wear with your overall home attire. So yeah. So we're gonna close off now with a question from Al, which is, what are the best menswear books? And joke's on you, I don't know how to read.
Was that you or was that the question?
Yeah, I never really grew up with the menswear, but I guess one of the first ones I did buy was Alan Flesser's Dressing the Man. That I already knew the basics of vintage menswear, which could apply to classic menswear, but I got the book because it had a lot of vintage illustrations in it, and I as a guy I couldn't find apparel art scans very often. At least I didn't know what the search terms were, and I did not have access to an apparel arts book. Those are really expensive if you find them on eBay. So I bought the book, and it kind of had very basic stuff like, oh yeah, make sure your stuff isn't clashing with each other, wear like lapels. It's kind of like very mid to late 90s because that's when it came out. But that was my first menswear book, and it's still kind of fun to have. I think you can get it cheap on Amazon if you really want to. I prefer getting more coffee table books like photography because I think that you're better off learning visually and seeing like, okay, that works, and recreating that kind of stuff. So there's like Take Ivy if you want to see some vintage stuff. One of my favorites is Hollywood and the Ivy Look, which is really great. Really big pictures of like Anthony Perkins wearing like a desert boot with a suit, Jack Lemmon kind of stuff. I also have I Am Dandy and We Are Dandy. Those are fun to kind of see more extravagant, but also still kind of, still wearable outfits from dandies around the world and in New York, made by our friends Natty and Rose. Really great. I think that one actually got me the most into like the journalistic side of menswear, of like seeing and meeting people like that have very distinct styles, and I think that kind of informed how I write as well.
No, it's a great book. Very fascinating.
Yeah. I feel like I'm definitely we're gonna have like a book review of it and like a deep dive in the future now because we're at home.
We've wanted to do an episode for a while on that one.
Yeah, really great. I think when I wrote the photography article, I didn't really talk much about Rose because I was talking more about brands like the Armory, but because Rose is more of like a portrait photographer, she doesn't really do work for like specific brands, although she has done stuff for the Armory. But I really think that she's one of the best photographers, and seeing her work in both of these books, and of course Natty's excellent writing and journalism on these people is really great. And then the rest, there's like This Guy by Jamie Ferguson, or no, I think it's That Guy. Yeah, or this, I don't know, that guy. This guy, it's this guy, just look down at it. There's a lot of menswear books. And then, of course, Japanese magazines.
Yep.
Lots of
if you get your hands on like Free and Easy, whatever, Clutch.
Popeye, the Lightning
stuff.
Archives, those are really great. I mean, again, it's more of like a visual learning thing, but they're really great to have. Because again, I don't think you're able to read. I mean, even though they don't read my blog because but I don't think you get a lot from reading. I think that most written menswear is very like directional and basically like an order from like a hierarchy, like a guy telling you, hey, you should do this, which is why I don't really do that. I tend to write more like, hey, here's what I did, here's how I did it. There's no order in my voice, but that's why I tend to default to just kind of seeing stuff and seeing where inspiration comes from. So I'm a very visual book kind of guy. But yeah, definitely check those out. And there's a couple of books as well that are like collections of vintage ads that you can definitely find on like Amazon or whatever, which are really fun to have.
Because I don't really...
They're cheaper too.
Yeah, I've never really read many menswear books either. The ones that I do have are either, as Ethan said before, picture books. So I have two of the coffee table books.
Picture books makes them sound like I'm a child.
Well, you are.
I know.
They're not picture books, but they're books of photography. So I have two coffee table books from the Vintage Showroom, which was a very nice vintage store. It is a very nice vintage store in London.
It's dead now. No, just kidding.
That, they have a lot of rare pieces, and so the book is just kind of showing off. Here's the cool stuff we have. I borrowed Ame Tora from Ethan. That's
great book.
Great book. And then I just have like one or two books on like dating vintage menswear, like figuring out how old it is.
Which we know.
Yeah. But that's Take IV is great too. I have that at home. I like to flip through it every once in a while.
Yep, definitely same.
Yeah.
Now that you have a lot of time to do that,
I don't think either of us have read Bruce Boyer's books.
Nope.
But so we can't necessarily recommend them, but I mean everyone else recommends them, so give them a try.
Yeah, that and like the David Coggins books too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, those are more so directional style books. Like when you're out, wear this tie. Wear a knit tie with this. I don't.
Yeah.
I'd rather see it.
Mm-hmm.
But if people definitely like them, they're held in very high regard in the menswear community, and of course they're cooler than us. So
yeah, we're not like I'm not trying to like throw shade or whatever by saying we haven't read it. It's not because we don't like them. It's just because we're like illiterate. So
yeah, we're stupid. Stupid.
We don't get the book. We don't buy menswear books much.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, hopefully that'll give you a good list of stuff to check out as you are stuck in quarantine or wherever you are. Or hopefully you're safe.
We should try to include some like links or whatever in the show notes that people might find helpful during all this, because as I said before, this is scary, but if we all stick together, things will be fine.
Yeah, what happens if the crisis is over when this comes out? It'll be a fun thing to look back on.
It would be a fun thing to look back on and be like, oh, remember that? But I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll
so let's finish off here with our movie and show recommendations for staying.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. You know what I've been watching a lot of recently?
What?
I've been watching a lot of movies made during the Great Depression.
Okay.
Because those are they're generally very easy to watch. They're very light, and they're usually pretty uplifting. So I watched Modern Times the other night because I've been using the Criterion channel more. That's on there. Mm-hmm. My Man Godfrey is a good one. Footlight Parade. Check them out. Give them a shot.
There you go. I think that Rear Window would be fun to watch during all this, because if you're stuck at home and you're just kind of people watching outside your door.
Yeah, because one thing that Ethan and I have done to stay. This is something that's pretty easy for anyone to do. We made a Discord and added a bunch of our friends to it, and so one of the channels I'm hoping to do movie nights or whatever. And my list on there, it's a little bit morbid, but it's topical. I have Contagion. Okay. The Shining, Misery.
Good Lord.
But yeah, check them out.
Mm-hmm. And then of course for comedy, I love watching comedy. I like that. That's what keeps me in a good mood and is a good distraction for me. I love watching comedy. Bang Bang. I might, of course, The Office is great. And Frasier, obviously. If you want to have that whole wistful, Seattle elite life kind of thing, to live vicariously through. You can watch that.
Imagine being quarantined in Frasier's gigantic apartment. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, right. With the piano. I mean, I have a piano right here next to me, and this whole thing acts as my study anyway. But what I've been rewatching is Community, which has really been really fun. It's a good way to kind of, because if you don't know what the show is, it's kind of like a parody. It's just like Comedy Bang Bang. It's a parody of a lot of established tropes and everything, and so it's like I'm getting other shows, but through the lens of Community or Comedy Bang Bang. So that's been fun. It's really good. And then of course, as always, I Think You Should Leave. It's really short. You can't really binge it, but definitely check it out. It's one of the best comedies I've seen in recent.
You know what's the perfect binge watch thing right now? This is what many are saying this on over on Twitter. On Cinema at the Cinema.
Oh, okay.
There's hours and hours and hours. For those of you who do not know, this is one of my favorite things, period. It is Tim Heidecker and Greg Turkington in a fake movie review thing. Just watch it. It's great. They have a movie. It's awesome. That's on Hulu too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All good stuff. Well, anyway, I hope you guys are staying safe, staying sane, staying healthy, and doing what you can and keep it positive.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we invite you to listen to the whole archive of Style and Direction. You got almost 40 episodes or nearly 40 episodes to listen to. If you're bored,
Our early episodes went long too, so.
Yeah, exactly. Just have them on while you're fucking doing shit.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of my friends do. Or watch it before you, or listen to it before you fall asleep. That's what a lot of us, a lot of our friends do as well, who are not into menswear.
Yeah.
Follow us on Instagram. Again, we're going to be posting some more content on there at Style and Direction. Read the show notes on Street Expressa. It's going to be in the description of the episode, as always. I am at Ethan M. Wong.
I'm at Spencer DSO, which is I think that's how I introduced myself this episode. I think I introduced by saying my Instagram username, but I'm making myself a brand.
There you go.
Yeah.
You're everything I hate in life then. Big ups to MJ and Matthew for helping us out by producing the podcast and creating the show notes and everything. Yeah. We could not, we wouldn't be able to create all this content without them. We'll see you guys in the next one at home. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.